One beautiful morning on a narrow side street, I walked past the 100% perfect waifu. To tell you the truth, she's not that good looking. She doesn't stand out in any way. Her clothes are nothing special. She isn't a model by society's standards. But still, I know from 50 yards away, she's the 100% perfect waifu for me. The moment I see her, there's a rumbling on my chest, and my mouth is dry as a desert. Maybe you have your own particular favorite type of waifu, one with big eyes or graceful fingers or say big personality. Or you're drawn for no good reason to waifus who hook you on a leash and claim you as their dog. I have my own preferences, of course. Sometimes in a restaurant I'll catch myself staring at the girl at the next table to mine because I like the shape of her nose. But no one can insist that this 100% perfect girl corresponds to some preconceived type. Much as I like noses, I can't recall the shape of hers, or even if she had one. All I can remember for sure was that she was no great beauty. It's weird. I tell someone, yesterday on the street I passed a 100% girl. Yeah, he says, good looking? Not really. Your favorite type then? I don't know, I can't seem to remember anything about her, the shape of her eyes or the size of her breast. Strange, he says. I do remember one thing though. What's that? Her arm. She has very hairy arms. Isn't that a deal breaker, he says? No, I like her arms, I say. So anyhow, he says, already bored, what did you do? Talk to her? Follow her? No, I just passed her on the street. She walks east to west, and I west to east. It's a really nice day. I wish I could talk to her. Half an hour would be plenty. Just ask her about herself, tell her about myself, and actually, what I would really like to do is to explain to her the complexities of fate that have led us to our passing of each other in a random suburb in the middle of the world. After talking, we'd probably have lunch somewhere, maybe watch that new Donkey video, stop by a hotel for some cocktails. With any luck, we may end up in bed. I'm just kidding, of course. Unless, how can I approach her? What should I say? Good morning, miss. Do you think you could spare half an hour for a little conversation? Pardon me, but would you happen to know if there's an all-night cleaners in the neighborhood? I just sold my panties. No, that's ridiculous. I'm not carrying any laundry for one thing. Who's gonna buy a line like that? Maybe the simple truth would do. Good morning. You're the 100% girl for me. No, that's terrible. She wouldn't believe me. Or even if she did, she might not even want to talk to me. Sorry, she could say. I might be the 100% perfect waifu for you, but you're not the 100% harem protagonist for me. It could happen, and if I find myself in that situation, I'd probably break into multiple pieces. I would never recover from the shock. We pass in front of a flower shop. A small, warm air mass touches my skin. The asphalt is damp, and I can catch the scent of the roses. I can't bring myself to speak to her. She wears a white shirt, and in her forehead just off to the right, there's 2 hair clips. But for some reason I can't remember the color. I take a few more strides and turn. She's lost in the crowd, and I never see her again. Now of course I know exactly what I should have said to her. It'd have been a long speech, though, far too long for me to have delivered it properly. The ideas I come up with are never very practical. I would start by saying once upon a time, and end with a sad story, don't you think? Once upon a time there lived an ugly girl. Though nobody said anything to her, she knew herself that she was an ugly girl, so she decided to get plastic surgery on her ugly face. And for a while, she thought she wasn't ugly anymore and that she was pretty looking. She noticed that guys would approach her more wherever she would go, but she always turned them down because that's not who she was before. It may have been an ego boost for her because her friends would muddle at how she could turn down so many guys, but she knew deep down that she was still the ugly girl from before. One day, a kind of plain-looking boy approached her out of the blue. He wasn't unusually handsome, that's for sure, and her friends told her that he's an ugly duckling too. This is amazing, he said in front of her friends. I've been looking for you all of my life. You may not believe this, but you're the 100% perfect girl for me. And you, she said to him, are the 100% perfect boy for me. Exactly as I'd pictured you in every detail, it's like a dream. They sat on a park bench, held hands, and told each other their stories hour after hour. They were not lonely anymore. They had found and been found by their 100% perfect other. What a wonderful thing it is to find and be found by your 100% perfect other. It's a miracle. A cosmic miracle. As they sat and talked, however, a tiny, tiny sliver of doubt took root in their heads. Was it really alright for one's dreams to come true so easily? And so when there came a momentary lull in their conversation, the boy said to the girl, let's test ourselves, just once. If we really are each other's 100% perfect lovers, then I need to see the real you, your real face. And when that happens, and we know we're the 100% perfect lovers, we'll marry immediately. What do you think? Yes, she said, that is exactly what we should do. So the boy grabbed a match and lit it up in front of her face. The resulting flame rapidly combusted the plastic on her skin and the freckles of fire torched the rest of her face. She smiled as the fire burned her face off. Do you love me now? No, he said, you're ugly. A sad story, don't you think? Yes, that's it. That's what I should have said to her.